Good morning and welcome to Global Report today, bringing you clarity and insight on the headlines shaping our world. I'm Happer Russell, and it's Saturday, July 12th, 2025. We start this morning with a developing story out of the Middle East where tensions and tragedy collide in Gaza. The Gaza Strip is reeling from a new wave of violence, as Israeli airstrikes have reportedly killed more than 80 people over the past 48 hours. These attacks follow a controversial plan for forced displacement that has drawn global condemnation and sparked unrest across the region. Witnesses describe scenes of chaos, with residential blocks turned to rubble and families fleeing in panic. Hospitals are stretched to their limits, and with fuel supplies dwindling, even basic medical care hangs in the balance. International aid organizations are calling for urgent intervention, warning that the humanitarian crisis is at risk of spiraling beyond control. Meanwhile, truce negotiations continue under heavy strain, as hopes for a ceasefire clash with the brutal reality on the ground. Back in North America, President Donald Trump has unveiled a sweeping new tariff plan, rattling global markets. The measures include a 35% tariff on Canadian exports and increased duties on copper and steel from countries like Chile and Germany. The administration argues that these steps are critical for protecting American industry and rebalancing trade relationships. However, economists warn the strategy could trigger retaliatory measures, hike consumer prices, and strain diplomatic ties. Canadian Prime Minister has called the tariffs an unjust provocation, and European leaders are reportedly discussing countermeasures. With trade summits looming, this abrupt pivot could reshape the global economy in unpredictable ways. In Eastern Europe, fresh violence marks another grim chapter in the war between Russia and Ukraine. Overnight, Kiev was hit by a barrage of Russian drones, with several civilian casualties reported and critical infrastructure damaged. In retaliation, Ukrainian forces launched airstrikes on multiple locations in Kharkiv, including a site near a maternity ward, a move that's drawn outrage from humanitarian groups and raised questions about targeting protocols. This escalation comes amid reports of stalled peace talks and mounting pressure from allies across Europe and NATO. With both nations locked in a deadly cycle, the question remains, what will it take to stop the bloodshed? From the shifting sands of Gaza to the halls of global trade and the battle-scarred streets of Ukraine, today's headlines remind us how interconnected and volatile our world can be. We'll continue to follow these stories as they develop. For deeper analysis, stay with us throughout the day. I'm Happer Russell, and this has been Global Report today.